Alright, so I am going to make this pretty quick. I might make this like a video clip or something. Like I might make this like just I record some gameplay footage just so the audio is synced up with what I'm showing you, which might be easier. But I'll just do this and maybe do the other thing. Maybe I'll do both, whatever. But anywho, here we are on Mortal Kombat 11. Just as a let me make it so it doesn't keep playing the that like thing where the computers fight, because if I stay on here too long, it'll do that. So, generally speaking, I like this game. It's fun. Just to preface a few things, I've been playing it since it came out. I generally liked the visuals of the game, like in terms of the art style they went to, comparative to MKX. I think the character designs and the faces are generally better. Like this, like the visual fidelity of this game really is without question in terms of how it renders its characters. I like the color and the vibrancy in some of the stages comparative to MKX. But that's kind of where that all stops. The visual fidelity of the game is top notch. The gameplay, however, to me really isn't that like fun. And I'll say like it can be fun. Like I can fight someone in here, have fun. The general kind of moment to moment gameplay is fun for me. I can have fun with the 50-50 neutral heavy, mix up like type gameplay that they seem to be going for in here, where everything's a little bit more slowed down from MKX. I'm not going to be really on point with fighting game terminology. I play a lot of fighting games and I'm generally moderate at all of them, some better than others. But this one I'm pretty good at. But to preface why I made this like recording in the first place was the fact that there was something that happened that I just saw now when I got home from work. I'm like, hey, I'll play some Mortal Kombat. I got some more gear to unlock for Robocop. Going back to the visual fidelity, hey, look at this guy. I unlocked some gear for him and looks badass. He's a cop that's a robot that has a helmet that says comply on it, and he's gonna shoot you in the face. What more would, come on. Like, I'm playing this guy. Sad part is, anyone watches Maximilian dude out there, I'm no one compared to him, but shout out to Maximilian for kind of nailing how I feel about this character. Everything about this character, I'll just kind of before I get into my main point, I'll just preface some things and I'll get to it. I know it's kind of all over the place, but, like, my enjoyment, oh, damn it, my enjoyment for this character only pretty much ends and begins with him being Robocop. Just the fact that he's Robocop. Now, people who probably don't play a lot of fighting games, who kind of just play it, whatever, more casual-minded people will probably play this and be like, oh no, he's completely badass. He's punching and he's kicking and he's shooting. No, he's doing Robocop things. Yeah, but to think what could have been done with this character is kind of, I don't know. It's kind of disappointing to think that they could have done so much with this character, especially if he were put in like MKX, which that game is a lot faster. There's a lot more combo variety in that game, different combo routes for each character. Every character's kind of like a ballistic asshole in that game. Even the ones that are considered slower, like Ferrator, there's still a ton of shit each character can do. And that doesn't even bring into like account for the variations of each character. Just base variation, not even taking into account the other two for each character in MKX. Every character can do so much like just crazy shit. because the gameplay mechanics of that game were just more open. They were more combo focused. And to be honest, I was thinking about just go ahead and getting Mortal Kombat XL for Steam and playing that. But this character here, I was hoping he was going to be like a mid to long range character, sort of, which I guess he kind of is, but he excels at long range. They made him a zoner. And maybe that's just for me, because I'm not really a zoning character type of person. I know that keep away game can be fun for people, and there are definitely cool zoners out there. There are even some zoners in some games that I have gravitated to because they made the zoning fun. But if it's one thing that Netherrealm likes doing, especially with zoners, if anyone's played Injustice 2, is they just make zoning just a slog, in my opinion. They don't make it really all that interesting. They just kind of make it so that, oh, this character really just has supreme space control and a lot of ways to kind of get away from people. A lot of their strings are just knocking you away, and pretty much the meta of that game, Injustice 2, is crouch walk forward, crouch walk forward, crouch walk forward, because you just have to inch to get close to them because of their, that's the way the game is. There are a lot of those types of characters in there with some sort of keep away mechanic, and it's just not fun. And Max, in one of his videos, brought up a good point of, there's bullshit in every game for a fighting game. Some of it good bullshit, some of it kind of bad bullshit, but there's bullshit. And one of the things in that game, there's bullshit in a lot of fighting games that you can be like, do I like this game enough or want to get better at this game enough? Do I have that drive and determination that makes me want to deal with this game's bullshit on the regular basis? For instance, he brought up that in terms of a mechanic, it's like an idea. The combo breaker system in Killer Instinct is kind of bullshit. Everyone's capable of doing it, but it's just crazy how you can just combo break if you guess right. It's kind of like almost a 50-50 guess on combo breakers. But there's other things in that game like shadow counters and counter breakers. You can break their break. But as a concept, yeah, it's kind of bullshit. The fact that you can just stop someone in kind of like in mid combo. But there's so much crazy garbage in that game that's just fun for the sake of being fun that, yeah, I can deal with that easily, like without question. Or he what else was he saying? Like, you can, what else was, parrying in Third Strike originally was just kind of like, it turned Street Fighter's fighting game mechanics, like the idea of Street Fighter, it turned it on its head. Like, what? I can just negate the hits that they do. If I get pretty good at this, I can just do that. I can parry their hits and just counterattack them. I can parry their super. I can parry whatever. And yeah, that's kind of bullshit. It deconstructed a lot of what Street Fighter originally was coming from Alpha. But as people got used to it more, the people who wanted to learn it did. People put more and more time into it, and they found like, oh wait, it's kind of bullshit, but it also allows for a lot of cool things and interactions to happen in this game. And now people love parrying. You can see people at high level in those games who don't even parry at all, who still do good consistently, and the people who do parry still, they do good. Obviously, they have a bit of a I guess a level of difference in terms of how they approach people, because they're really good at reacting and getting parrying down, but it allowed for a bunch of player creativity in that game. This game, MK11, it just has a kind of annoyances, like the rollout, which is essentially I can spin defensive meter to roll out of the air mid-combo. Right now, there's really no downside to doing it. Players don't even have to Like, they don't even have to think about it. They can just reaction, like, roll out of a combo. They did add a very much needed thing in this game, which was armor break moves. Every character has kind of a move or two that can make them think twice about just doing willy-nilly rollouts in the air, because it breaks them. It damages them really good. It like basically kind of does like a crushing blow sort of mechanic, and you're like, oh, that's pretty good, right? No, not really, because certain characters, like Robocop here, you know what his armor break move is? Huh? Okay, so I almost kind of like just want to show it, but I probably won't. But I can show you like the move. So this is like his gear loadout. You can choose 3 moves. Some of the moves cost 2 slots, but none of his moves actually cost 2 slots. All of them cost 1. So he has this move called Air OCP Charge. He basically has his riot shield like open, and he charges forward with like these jet boots, or these thrusters in his feet, right? So he can only do that in the air, and he charges horizontally forward, which means he needs to hit a person who's currently rolling out of a combo with that, and it will punish them for rolling out. The dumb thing about this move is one, it's just flat damage. It doesn't lead to anything. It's super specific on how it works, because remember, it's in the air. If someone's rolling out but I'm on the ground and I'm like fishing for them to roll out, like if I'm Spawn has a move where he hits you with a war club. I can fish for that with like some sort of combo starter that hits him in the air. Then my follow-up attack can be that war club. If I'm fishing for that, if I knowing I want them to do that, I'm trying to put them in a situation where they roll out. This is, I got to do it in the air, so maybe I already have to. Maybe I do like a back 2, which is like his like overhead pop-up move. Hit him in the air with like a jumping 3, like a jumping left kick, and then by that time maybe they'll roll out, and then I've already initiated the charge, but then it's just flat damage that leads to nothing. Then you go to someone like Scorpions, who got all these buffs. One of them that made him even crazier was the fact that his armor break move, this cartwheel axe kick thing, this is like cartwheeling axe kick that he does. It's like, I think it's back 3 on him. Not only was I think the startup of it made faster, and I think he can recover from it quicker, but it's his armor break move. And guess what? When he gets it, he gets the crushing blow. You can fish for it hella because it's just a faster move now. And he gets a combo after because the character bounces, so he can get more damage. Some characters have better armor break moves than others. It seems like Netherrealm just gave more thought to others' armor break moves for characters than other characters, is what I'm saying. And I wish they would maybe give them a couple, so that maybe they can be used in different situations. Like, I would love Robocop's, I guess, I don't know, it's odd, but anywho, I kind of got off on the tangent. I originally made this recording, essentially, to state that there's a gross thing I saw in this game in terms of its, of a thing they just added today, but I got off on a tangent of some of the other stuff that kind of has recently annoyed me. Because I have a love-hate relationship with this game, I generally like the gameplay. I can have fun with it. I wish the combat system was more like MKX, but the visual fidelity of this game, I really do. But getting to my point, I can talk about that forever. This is the thing that kind of pissed me off. So to get on, Mortal Kombat just released this thing here. So it's their new like story expansion that they called Aftermath. It basically continues the story off from where the base story ended. And you can basically kind of have a good or a bad ending with whether or not Liu Kang or Shang Tsung wins. And I'm pretty sure that's well known now. But hey, different things happen. You can get different endings. It's basically a fight to get like the crown and kind of rewrite history a little bit more. But yeah, that's Aftermath here. So when Aftermath came out, it came with the expansion pack, and then it comes with the 3 new characters that you see up top, which are Robocop, Fujin, and Shiva. Shiva's returning. She hasn't been playable since 9. Robocop's the guest character, and Fujin hasn't been playable since really MK4, but I think he was playable in Mortal Kombat Armageddon. But no one really wants to count that version of him because it wasn't really well thought out, and that game was just kind of a everything in the kitchen sink sort of game. Like they were like, oh, this game's kind of crap, but we put in like every Mortal Kombat character, so we'll kind of just sell on that idea alone. And I think that kind of worked for them, especially comparative to other fighting games of the time, because that was a bad time for fighting games. Not a lot was coming out from Capcom. SNK was not really putting out much. It was kind of it. Mortal Kombat Armageddon just kind of got by on the fact that, hey, we have everyone. Yeah, our fatalities are ass and our fighting system is kind of eh. We did add air combat, and that's kind of goofy, but hey, everyone's in here, and we got tons of modes, so, eh. But yeah, you get those 3 characters when you buy this pack. When you pre-ordered it before it came out, there were these 3 costumes. One was a rendition of Frost, this character, Frost. She gets her classic outfit, back from, like, I think, Deadly Alliance. And then Scorpion gets his outfit from MK9, where it has the Scorpion motif all over it. But then Sub-Zero got a very cool outfit, in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinion, where he essentially gets his like Shredder look from Mortal Kombat Deception, where he looks like the Shredder from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And they made a cool rendition of that in here. It looks slightly different, but it kind of got remade, but it looks sick. It looks absolutely sick in this game. And they put it as a pre-order bonus. Now, I didn't buy Aftermath. I had issues with what they did with certain things in the story. I didn't really want to buy it. I said, if I'm going to buy it, I'll buy it when it's cheap. But I'm hoping that the skins that come out are gonna be maybe a thing I can buy later, separately. So far, not really, right? Like, I didn't see them on the PlayStation Store. They did make Fujin, Shiva, and I bought Robocop, that's why he's not on here. They did make them separately, like, buyable later. Because the only way you could get them was in the Aftermath pack, and I'm like, I'm not buying that just to get these characters. But lo and behold, I think a week or two later, they made it so you can buy them separately, and some people were kind of miffed because they're like, oh, I spent $40 on this story. Some of the story elements piss people off, so their sense of like, oh, I got my money's worth kind of went down because they're like, oh, I ended up kind of being eh. But then the 3 characters are about $5.99 each, which is what a character is individually, which isn't bad. That's kind of whatever. Most DLC characters for fighting games are between $4 to $6. That's not the problem. The problem is I bought your $40 thing, and you have the characters separately. Each one's about $6, which equals around 18 to 20. That kind of lets me know that, oh wait, Does that mean that you consider the Aftermath story expansion part $20 for that value? And then they're like, nah, it's supposed to come out with skins later, too, like kind of like the first combat pack came with skins for a bunch of different characters, but those come out at a later date. So I'm like, okay, whatever. But then I kind of low-key it gets announced that, oh, we're putting the pre-order stuff for those characters, Frost and Sub-Zero and Scorpion, on the store. And this is their premium shop, so this is the stuff you can buy with crystals, which is the paid currency. Now, ever since this game came out, I've never gotten anything from here. I never spent a dime. I earned everything in the game. I played in towers, I played online, or I went into the crypt. I played everything. I played and got everything and I earned it. Now, if I earned the time crystals, maybe if I saw a bundle on here of stuff I didn't have, I would get it with the time crystals I earned. But I've never spent like a dime, never used my credit card to get crystals to get stuff in here. But here, lo and behold, is a bundle for Sub-Zero. And I'm like, oh wait, that's his new Shredder Sub-Zero looking set, his Arctican set. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Then I look at the price. So if you look down here, it's 1,855 crystals. Now it's X'd out because what's kind of okay about the premium shop stuff, because it's a rotating store of items, it will keep track if you already have earned that stuff. Like you see the check mark next to it. I already have that Shao Kahn skin. So I can't buy it. Fine. Here's a bundle for Centurion. Up here, if you notice, I have a check mark next to her. I believe it's her victory outro animation. I already earned that, so it takes into account that, and it subtracts whatever it thinks the value of that is from the overall price, and then the new price is to the right, so it's actually 1,330. So roughly speaking, it counted that victory as 500 crystals. So for reference's sake, right? Let's go to the PlayStation Store side where I can buy crystals, right? So it counted that victory animation roughly around 500 crystals, right? It took 500 off or so because I already earned it. Let's see how much crystals are, right? So you get a mentality of things. So 500 crystals is $5. All right. 1,000 crystals is $10. Okay, makes sense. $5 extra. I get 10 more. So what it also does is it says this thing here where it's like you get an extra bonus 150 crystals when you buy this pack. This one doesn't grant you any bonuses, but anything above this gives you like bonus crystals. I think it's kind of a weird thing to say that you get bonus crystals when it's like in the phone game, right? They have these buy one get one deals for this phone game. It's called King of Fighters All-Stars. Normally you get 160 crystals, but they might have a deal where you get 160 more, so double, buy one get one. But that's like a special. It goes away after a while. You know, to make it feel as though it was a limited time thing, it's a special, only happens every now and again. These are all the base prices for their crystals. They don't change. If I buy this, it's always gonna be $11.50. It doesn't go down to 1,000 like, oh, you've used this voucher for the extra bonus 150. So I think it's just a little weird to call it like, oh, these are bonus crystals. You don't get these normally. No, you do. This is the base price. But yeah, so anyway, 500 crystals equals about $5. So they considered that victory outro animation about $5. Right? So you know, just keep that in mind. So it's $13.30 for the Centurion Bundle, right? So if I wanted to get the Centurion Bundle, like, I want the other stuff, I don't feel like earning it. Let's, if for some reason it's slow to launch the PlayStation Store, I apologize. Well, I shouldn't apologize, that's, I guess, a Sony or a Netherrealm thing. But if I wanted to buy that, here we go. I have to get the 1150 Time Crystals Bundle. And remember, it's $13.30. So I need about 200 something more, 100, another like 100, another 150 or so. 180. Yeah, no, yeah, about 180 more crystals or so. So it's like, there is no amount of crystals I can buy that's below 500. So if I wanted to buy that bundle for $13.30 for already having earned the outro, I can buy this, and then I have to buy the 500 one, so I have to spend $15 to get this. Now, granted, I'll give it this. I can earn those other Centurion pieces in the game. I can go to her character tower, earn them in Towers of Time, whatever. But this here, to my knowledge, and I might be wrong about this, I could be, you know, corrected. There's no way to earn those skins or the associated mask, axe, and like belt gear thing for Sub-Zero, because I don't think you can earn that in character towers. I don't think you can. I don't see why they do that. It was a pre-order bonus, so then I think that they'd want you to buy it, right? So it's in the premium shop. Now you're like, well, things that are usually in the premium shop you can usually earn. You can even earn easy fatality tokens. So there must be some way you can earn this. Have you gone to Sub-Zero's character tower? Well, let me see. Let me see. If I did his character towers. Character towers are a tower that is tailored specifically to like a character. It's over here. I'm currently playing through Robocops, and they have about 5 sets each. So each set is about 5 towers, or so. So like 25 towers. There's five sets, and then you get stuff for them. Let me see. So I'm on the last stage for Sub-Zero. I'm on stage 5. Let's summon it. I think they actually added a stage 6 because stage 6 adds this thing for the characters. It's like specific for them. It's a special augment for each character that they added in a free update, so they probably added a way for you to get those easier. So let's see. Alright, so I went through all his towers in this one, and there's no way to get any of those gears. None of it is the reward, and I haven't gotten it since. Now, I will say this also to prove my point. All the gear that you can earn for the character is usually shown in the customization tab. Let's go over here, right? You can see the gear. The only stuff that usually isn't shown is stuff that's like strict DLC. Like there was a Halloween pack called the Masquerade Pack, which was a pack containing a Liu Kang, Jade, and Cabal outfits that were Halloween themed. It won't show up in their like customization list because that's added after the fact. So if I go to like Liu Kang, let's see, are they anywhere in here? Do they show it off? No, so his Masquerade outfit and stuff aren't shown in here because I haven't bought it yet. So that's strict DLC, right? Fine. But I'm wondering about this Sub-Zero thing because it's in the premium shop. The premium shop is usually stuff that's like, oh, it's stuff you could potentially earn in game, but you know, it's stuff you could buy if you don't want to do it. So let's see here. I remember the name of all those things. But yeah, see what you have here? So you have this one, and to the left it says unlock requirements, right? This one's rewarded if you play story mode. This is probably something you earn if you buy Aftermath and beat it. This one's unlock requirements are like not known, so I'm guessing it's something. The same thing with this one. Yeah, these are all unknown. This one is awarded to you by playing multiplayer. This one I can get if I play in his character tower. This one is in Tagus' towers, Rapid Towers, playing in co-op towers. This one is in a crypt chest if you go through the crypt. So it usually tells you how to get them or where to get them, except for some of the mystery ones. But I know the name of those ones that are in that bundle. They're not in here, so I cannot get them in the game. So I can only buy them in that bundle. They're not in his character towers and they're not in the crypt. So the only way I can get this right now is in this bundle. And these items rotate. It says this is going to be here for another 7 or roughly 8 hours. Then it goes away. Frost was in here yesterday, and maybe it will be back in the premium shop and rotate. Who knows? But if you notice, I already own the outro for him. I earned that outro super early on when I played this game. It's one of the first things you unlock for him. But those gear items there, the mask and the axe and the thing, those are made to go with his set to complete the look. So those are things that I can only get in this bundle. They're not in the game right now, so I can only buy it in this bundle. We've established that. So it took into account that I own the intro, but look at this. That means that it's about $15 for this skin, and it comes with just his base general color, the like alternate kind of more teal one, and then his associated gear that goes with that. So it's like, oh, $15 for all that. And you valued the outro at about $5. We established that with Centurion's bundle when we found out how much it would be for the amount of crystals they subtracted from the base price. So hey, are we safe to assume that in this $15 bundle that, you know, doing math here, that the two colors here are the other $5, like each one's 5, so that's 10. And what, each one of these gear pieces is like $2.50 or something? I don't know. I don't know where they're valuing this stuff at. If it's valued at 20, right? And you're saying that the outro in and of itself is worth $5. You're saying what, each of the skins there are worth 5 or so, maybe. Maybe not, because they grade the skins. So let's say the first one's 5, the second one is 3. So we have 5, 3, which is 8, which another 5, that's 13. and I guess all the associated mask acts and other things are like $7. They add up to, I'm like, gross. So you're essentially telling me that maybe that skin is like $5, which, hey, that's fine. But then, why is this Masquerade Pack, which contains 3 unique gear sets and skin sets for 3 different characters, why is that $6? It's always been $6. And you know, I don't get it. This Masquerade Pack thing is $6. I don't understand. That has 3 unique gear sets for them. Like, that makes him look like Jason from the Friday the 13th series. That makes her look like a witch. He looks like a Calavera Liu Kang. I think it has something to do with Day of the Dead. So, that makes him look like a skeleton man based in, like, Hispanic culture. So, I don't understand why this is $6 and I get 3 different skins. But then they're charging, based on their value, $5 for that single skin, $20 for the entire thing. And there's no way I can make it cheaper, because I can't earn any of that stuff, other than the outro. I can't earn the axe mask or the belt gear, because those are all unique to that just newly added skin. So I have to pay $13 or $15 to get that. That was my whole point of this video. I tried to break it down as best I could, and I'm sorry that this was about a half an hour or so long, but mainly because I got off on a tangent about other stuff that doesn't really matter, but it just kind of floors me that that's the type of stuff they're doing. They don't make any other, they don't make like a 99-cent sort of thing for what I can get for time crystals. Not that I'd ever buy any. But you know what's funny? I will preface this. I'm gonna go and show it to you. So, one of the things that I had with this game was the fact that, oh hey, everyone generally looks kind of cool, right? Everyone, like Scorpion, this is kind of like his base look, but this is him as like a non-Spectre Scorpion. But this is how he generally looks, right here, his like general, like, I just booted up the game look. It's sick. I like the actual fact that they put in red. I like the armor. It's a sick looking Scorpion. Right, and he looks cool. He's got his general other looks. He's got like this cool one. It's like a take on his old look, but it's kind of got like almost gilded leather padding sort of shit. Here's his like classic look, classic Scorpion. Right? Cool shit. But there are characters in this game, and I'll come out and say it. Now, I'm not saying I need them to be sexy women or they have to look sexy for me to like them, but it's kind of cool to have a bit of variety, I guess, in how you look. Like, if I go to Kano here, right? This is his general look. He's, you know, kind of indicative of his like his Mortal Kombat 10 look. It's just a shirtless Australian mercenary dude, cutthroat, with knives, pants, and the weird Iron Man thing, right? And a Terminator eye. Alright, looks pretty savage, right? He's got his black dragon tattoos to show where he's from. Pretty cool. I like it. And then they got some variety for him. You can have his like classic look, right? Where he's got the shirt. And he's got other looks too. But then you go to the females, and here's like base Scarlet, right? This is how Scarlet generally looks. Now I will preface to say, when Scarlet was first shown off, she was kind of generic looking. I've heard some people call her kind of try-hard because she was added as a DLC character in MK9, and she was just kind of a booty ninja. And by booty ninja, I meant she generally was just like, thigh-high, like high-heel boots, a thong with like a one of those loincloths in the front, and then she had like a bikini top and a mask. And that was it. That was Scarlet. She was Scarlet the Booty Ninja. And some people thought, because Scarlet was kind of nothing. She had no real backstory that kind of gave her some stuff. But she wasn't all that interesting of a character. It was an interesting choice to put her in the DLC of 9. But her design was kind of sort of uninspired. And then they went to this, and it was a very stark contrast to how she looked in 9. Kind of like no clothing to all of a sudden she's a... I called her like a combat Quaker. Like she's like a Quaker or like Amish or something. She's head to toe. Oh, sorry. Head to toe clothing. No skin except for her hands and eyes. She's basically like, I don't know, like she's a Muslim woman or something. It's just crazy the level of clothing they made her wear, and a lot of people made a big deal about it. Now, I think her being able to wear this is fine. I think this kind of goes into her background as being like a blood magic user. She's like a blood mage. Maybe where she is like hostile environment, so she has to cover up. Maybe this is what blood priestesses wear. I don't really know. She's got like goggles on. She looks like she's from like Star Wars. But it was definitely a big shift from what she was wearing. The most that you can kind of make her not wear is like around this level in the game, where she's got less clothing, more of a sleeker bodysuit, and her arms are exposed. And then you can get a look where she like doesn't have a mask. And then there's I can show it to you. There's one you can unlock where she kind of has like a boob window, or like she has more visible cleavage. Yeah, here you go. That's about it. That's kind of it for her. Then they added classic MK female ninja outfits like MK1 for 3 females: the Katana, Jade, and then Scarlet. Now Scarlet never got one, so they gave her a rendition of that, but here it is. Yeah, so I'm like, oh hey, that's kind of nice for the sake of, difference. Because most of the females are like maybe not covered up to this degree, but they all kind of are just sort of bodysuit, battle suit, sort of one-piece suit garment kind of thing. And I'm like, okay, well that's fine, but you need to put in some sort of variety, especially if you know your game franchise. All your chicks used to wear sort of revealing clothing, and maybe you wanted to move away from that because maybe you thought it was juvenile or silly. But it's like, it's not really juvenile or silly. If your female models are the best they've ever looked. Your female models looked garbage in most of your other games. They generally had like big Barbie bodies, usually, small waist, big tits, bigger ass, high heels. And I think they kind of knew that because they couldn't make their females' faces that good. Go play Mortal Kombat 9, the Mortal Kombat like reboot for like PS3 and 360, and then choose an outfit where the female ninjas don't have masks. They have fucking square jaws. Because they had a hard time, I guess, modeling female faces or getting them to look good. So, hence the mask. So they're like, oh, we'll give them some bigger assets to deviate from to deviate from the fact that we can't really make good female faces right now. But it got better as the Netherrealm games went on. All the characters just started to look better. Less action figure-y. They looked like they were made out of Play-Doh in the PS2 and Xbox era. They looked more like action figures, I guess. He had some pretty cool visuals in that game, but they all moved weird. Looking back on that game, they just had awkward movement and awkward just how the characters were modeled. Some of them were butt ugly. But yeah, no, you have good female-looking models now. Mainly because I think they were all based off some sort of motion capture. So, like, show them off. Show them off. You had no problem with it in the previous games. But now you kind of have a reason to show off, you know, how far you've come in making characters look good. So, you know, why not, right? Some people obviously have maybe kind of put forth the fact that maybe they had some sort of agenda. You know, like the whole, you know, core values thing, where they wanted to cover females up to... I don't really know where that came from, but it was like a thing of like, oh, you know, we are covering our females up, but we're still making them badass. Even though we had a history of making badass, but also sexy females. But we're gonna have them in more covered up clothing to, you know, to empower them. Or something, or, you know, I think it was a way to be more compliant with people who, like, host their games when it comes to fighting game tournaments. Like, no naughty or spicy clothing when you're at EVO. So maybe they did it for that reason. Maybe there's someone at Netherrealm who are like, oh no, these are juvenile and dumb. They can't be showing their tits and butt. That's not in line with my core values. And it's like, okay, but your games had no problem with it before, pretty much all the way up to Mortal Kombat 9. What happened between... Maybe they thought it would just look silly with a more realistic design as they went on. I don't know. I honestly don't know where... I mean, this looks good. Look! She's got a butt. And it's pretty nice looking. It's kind of big. It's nice. She's got, you know, arms and legs and thighs to show off. Nice! Now some people got on the female characters too because they're like, oh, there's no female character in here with a breast size bigger than like a B. Not really, since they're more, I guess, realistically proportioned. She's about a C here. The biggest ones in here are Sindel. She's got D's, so they've got varying sizes. I'm not gonna go that far. It was okay, I guess, back on like MK9 in the previous game, since, like I said, they had like action figure bodies. So it made sense that, you know, everyone in the mid-2000s had the gigantic jiggle physics, and it was whatever. So maybe they just want to move away from that and take their game more seriously. But it's always funny talking about what elements they want to take seriously and what they don't, because they have a game where someone can get like insanguinated from their guts and still be standing. Or they just recently added friendships in the game, so it's like, I can just beat the hell out of someone and then have Robocop do like the robot dance. Okay, you have this game where people can take unrelenting amounts of like physical damage beyond what a human being should be capable of, but then they just like walk it off, like, oh, I just broke my leg, but I'll just walk that off. I don't know, but here's what gets me. So, hey, look, she gets, like, this is her base outfit with no real deviation other than this being the most least clothed version of her. Until they added this, the classic one. But then, you know, most males in the game, right, are, let's look at Liu Kang, right? This is like here's what Liu Kang, looks like. Once it changes. This is what Liu Kang looks like in the story mode. Looks sick, right? He's got the Shaolin leggings, and then he's got this like kind of Shaolin top, but with like this cool leather jacket. right? This is generally, I added some different stuff on him, but this is generally what he looks like in the story mode. This is what the evil version of him looks like in the story mode. Like the more armored kind of Netherrealm Emperor Liu Kang. Right? Kind of sick. But then you can make him look like this, which is like Fire God Liu Kang, but he's got other ones where he's just shirtless. And I can see his dang, like, Kang nipples. Right? Which, obviously, that, doesn't bother me. It may bother other people, but I don't, it's the male form. I don't give a fuck. I mean, I'm not into it, but seeing it doesn't, like, make me like, oh, it makes me uncomfortable. Oh, the male form. Oh. Shut up. Go be 10 years old somewhere else. But it's whatever. It's like I have to. So I can have shirtless Liu Kang. You can also, hey, look at some of these other skins. You can have look at this. You can have shirtless, shoeless Liu Kang. Right? He's just having. He's only a pants. God, what am I trying to say? He's only just a little bit ways away from just having no clothes. He's wearing pants and forearm guards. So it's like, okay, you can make him like shirtless and no shoes. I can go to Shao Kahn, and I can here's base Shao Kahn, right? Come on, switch. Here's base Shao Kahn, showing off his proud Shao thighs and Shao dark nipples. He's like, got no arm parts, right? He looks like a crazy, like, barbarian man, right? As he should. You can make him with less armor. Now he looks like even more of a barbarian or some form of, like, executioner. You can make him, like, really armored, like a Mongolian or almost like samurai-looking warrior, right? But, like, there's differences in how they look. And they put the mentality of certain people, in the other things. Like, okay, look, here's Baraka. This is as clothed as Baraka generally gets. He's this yoked, basically, outworld orc man with bone swords in his arms. Right? This is Baraka. Then I can just make Baraka like this. I can take his shirt off. Or I can make Baraka this, where he just looks like some sort of feral mutant. Like he's from like a Lord of the Rings Uruk-hai or something, right? Like, look, I can make him super savage looking. Minimal clothing. All savagery. Right? Like, there's some differences in how you can make him look. Others, obviously not so much, like Raiden. You can't make Raiden, like, shirtless. Raiden's never been that way, really. Raiden's always been pretty conservative in how he's dressed, but that's kind of his character. Like, here's evil Raiden, right? And then here's kind of, like, more classic-looking Raiden, more take on this classic look. He's always been more conservative. That's his thing. He's not gonna, like, go shirtless and be like, yeah, bro, I'm like Johnny Cage or something. Like, he's not like that. But then you got, like, let's go to Johnny Cage. Right? Here's Johnny Cage. Here's future Johnny Cage, where he's, like, in the Special Forces. He looks cool. Very Johnny Cage looking. He's got his Johnny Cage belt. He's got his glasses still. Cool, right? Then you can go to, like, young Johnny Cage. I made him look like he's, like, from Cobra Kai or something. Right? Wearing the tank top, kind of like these combat pants, fingerless gloves, proud Mortal Kombat symbol. He's got the cage. Look at this shit. Look at that. Yeah, the cage with the cage. It's like Cageception, right? He's got the cool, like, glasses from, like, the 80s. I put that on him. You can also make him shirtless if you want to go full Cage. So it's like he's got differences in what kind of variety in what he wears. I gave him this one. cool, like, I made him look like he's from fucking Top Gun. He's got this, like, bomber jacket, this cool, like, flight jacket, these, like, futuristic fingerless, like, combat gloves. I gave him, like, the grenade belt buckle. He's got Cage as, like, a symbol on his, like, shoulder, or on his arm there. Like a badge. Probably dog tags that say his name. I don't know, but that's sick looking, right? But there's some variety. You can make the dude, like, shirtless. You can make the dude not shirtless. I can have him wear, like, a tux. Like he's, like, a Hollywood kid. Right? Let's go to, like, let's go to a different female, right? So here's, like, base Katana, I guess. This is, like, evil Empress of the Netherrealm Katana. So she's got something going on, right? She's got weird cracked eye neat lotion skin, but hey, it's something. So you're like, oh, I wonder if I can make her, like, less clothed, I guess, or, like, different clothing options where it's less armored. So, right? Okay, so you kind of can. You can take off her shoulder guards. See? No shoulder guards, and then no dress parts. Alright, that's kind of good. Pretty good. What about when she's, like, human? Alright, still pretty good, right? That's honestly not that bad in terms of, like, a katana look. But you're like, where's that classic, like, MK1 ninja look, right? Where's like a look that was indicative of, like, katana from MK, like, 3 or MK, the PS2 games like Deception and Deadly Alliance, or MK9? Where's, like, a katana like that? For, like, difference sake, right? Nope, it's not in here, really. It's just more of, like, this kind of cat suit, full bodysuit design. And like I said, honestly not bad, but then I had to get this. Now, I did want to preface that this classic outfit for her, right? The least clothed version of Katana, if you know, like I said, for variety's sake, this was one of those premium things. Now, I think they were at one point on the PlayStation Store for you to buy, but yeah, this was like $13 or so. 20 max, or $15, 20 max if you didn't earn some of her stuff. Now, you can earn a bunch of the stuff that was in her bundle, so this honestly only ended up being $6 for me. Same thing with Jade, same thing with Scarlet's, because I went through the game and earned a bunch of stuff. But this stuff is only on the store for like a little bit, so if you didn't have the I guess proactiveness to earn all this stuff for these characters, especially if you don't play them, then you might have to spend at max $20 if you simply wanted this classic outfit indicative of something from MK1, 2, or 3. Or if you just Katana to be like just in a bunch of stuff. Now, I like this. It's a good mix of her classic outfit with like a regal sort of ninja look. I like it, but some people want this as like an option. You know? And then obviously you have, this is cool, they added this in because WB added a bunch of DC inspired stuff, so this is her, like, I'm Catwoman. That's fine. I like it. Let's go to Jade. Jade and Katana and a lot of the female ninjas didn't wear a lot, right? Now, maybe you could say, oh, it's a sign of the times. That's very 90s. They liked having women being naked. But they also did it with Liu Kang. They did that with, like, men where they also didn't wear a lot of clothes sometimes. But they also have different looks. I'm just saying put in variety, right? Cover a lot of bases in terms of how they looked. Let's go to Jade. Jade didn't wear a lot in previous games, right? This is what she wore as a Netherrealm. Oh no, go away. That's like her good. Get out of here. So this is her as like a Revenant, right? looks pretty cool. She's armored. She's like an Evil Dead Revenant. Then you can make her look like what she does when she's not a Revenant anymore. She starts looking like... Where is it at? I know I have it. Like this. So this is her. This is generally what she kind of starts looking like when she's not a Revenant. So she's got a hood. She's pretty covered up, right? I mean, she still looks cool. I wouldn't mind that as like an alternate or whatnot, different choice, right? So I want her less clothed, right? Then we go to this. She just doesn't have a hood, kind of different, like cloth design, just different sort of design from the other one. Less armored, more cloth. All right. I want her less so. Nope, still kind of armored. Whatever. But then, they added her classic outfit. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And she also happens to have like the biggest bust in this game, I think. Just for, yep, she does. Compared to Sindel, Sindel has the biggest. I'll get to Sindel in a minute. They gave her actual pretty good options for what she could look like. But yeah, I had to get this classic outfit just so that she didn't look like a kind of combat Quaker. Maybe I'm being harsh, but it's just, I don't know. Yeah, so that's so Sindel, this is what she generally looked like. Base, like as a, you know, still pretty good. She looks like, you know, the Banshee kind of queen they wanted to go for her. Right? That's Revenant Sindel, Undead Sindel. But then, oh man, look at this. Look at these things. She's got the biggest bust in this game, and they did that on purpose because they changed her into like weird, evil, thirsty thought character. I don't like what they did to her in the story. They changed her from a hero into just generic evil villain. But hey, that's what they wanted to do. How do I... Oh, there we go. So, but then look. Oh, yep, she's got like butt. She's got like butt in the back. I didn't want to make this like, oh man, I'm like thirsting after this like digital character or nothing. I'm just trying to show you like what they did in terms of a design with this character. Right? Let's go into one of her other skins. Where is it? This! Oh, no, wait, that's more or less the same. Where is that for her? Oh, is that it? Huh. Oh, here we go. Wait, is that her? I thought she had like more of a purple dress. But yeah, no, she has this, which is like evil queen, like Sindel, like dress thing. Right? Still good. Look, visible cleavage. Oh man, that's taboo for Netherrealm nowadays. Actual cleavage. You know? But yeah, like, nice. Oh, she has like arms and shoulders. Pretty nice. Now, then we get to the big thing. I'll go to Sonya for one of my last things, but yeah, look. So Sonya, they obviously wanted to show off more of her being in the special forces and having a look indicative of it. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with her having a more athletic build. She doesn't need to be a goddamn Barbie doll. But I would also say that Sonya Blade generally was pretty hot, right? Now, she still is a pretty lady, right? She's a pretty lady. She is definitely not an ugly woman. You know, everyone's got their preferences. This could be ugly to somebody, whatever. But, you know, special forces look, right? Now, does she have anything in her cosmetic skins that have her with less clothes? All right, General, you know, Major Sonya or whatever. Okay, sleeveless. Alright, cool, whatever, sleeveless. What else? You got anything else? Alright, less. We got midriff. She's got like a G.I. Jane tank top. Alright, fine. What else? What's her next thing? Okay, tank top with a jacket, but also keeping the midriff. Okay, cool. Nice, alright. Midriff, but now not wearing combat pants. She's wearing like yoga pants? Like spandex? Cool. My favorite outfit of hers is actually like her MK3 like redesign look. Look at this. Yeah, I like this design for her. It's a really good take. Actually, I have the whole design for her over here. Now that I like. Now, obviously, it's not, you know, good special forces, but it's like, Sonya's a pretty lady. Show it off. You know? She's got... Now, what's funny about this, it's kind of a note thing. Now, I don't know if it has to do with what they did in terms of the rendering, but her breasts didn't look that big in the other outfits. In the other outfits, it looked like she had about a B, and here it looks like she has a bigger C, smaller D, but, you know, hey, whatever. But I like this. It's very throwback, very good rendition of her MK look, and she's still a, you know, a pretty lady. Show it off. I like the headband and whatnot. She's got the Sonya ponytail. I like it. You know, I'm actually curious. Let me see her, like, tank top outfit. Oh, damn. Hold on. Oops. Oh, yeah, wow. Yeah, I think she's flatter in her other... Yeah, wow. I didn't actually notice that. She's actually somewhat flatter in her other outfits. So what, they just gave her... Oh my god. Sorry, I'm trying to, like, do this. Yeah, wow. No, she's a bit bigger in here. I think she is. I'm just gonna call it. But whatever. Whatever. It just seems weird to me that, you know, some people have made a thing online. The male characters have a bit more variety in the fact that they have clothing, less clothing, they have more kind of, you know, options in terms of, you know, basically, case in point, they get to be shirtless. Some of them get to be pantsless, i.e. Shao Kahn. They have a bit more variety. Frost, it's whatever. She's like a robot chick now, so she can be all armored up and whatnot. Funnily enough, the other chick that in this game that is like the least covered up is I like this mummy thing for Centurion that they gave her for the Halloween thing. But yeah, Centurion, funnily enough, is the next character that is least clothed. She actually has one that shows off cleavage. Yeah, this one. And you can like see her arms and like her thighs a bit. It's kind of nuts. But hey, what, you know, it's just something I noticed, I guess. I never really noticed, but here's the thing. Generally speaking, other than that classic outfit that they added for Sonya, which they added in I think it was part of the combat pack. So it was a bonus as a combat pack thing. You cannot get that outfit, I think, unless you have the combat pack, I believe. It was a combat pack bonus. So, I mean, you could still buy the combat pack and get all that shit. That's never not something you can ever get, but you have to get the combat pack, I guess, if you want all those outfits. But then you have Jackie. Jackie's base outfit is this, which is like Special Forces kind of just combat gear, you know? She looks cool, much better general rendering than how she looked in the previous game. And she's pretty cute, actually. I like how they modeled Jackie. But then, like, her other outfits are... Oh, okay, so she doesn't have the weird toe boots anymore, and now she has regular boots and just no combat gear like thing. Now it's just tank top. But another general kind of athletic build like chick, and I get it, they wanted to like if they wanted to show like talk about their design process, maybe they say something like, oh, we wanted them to be more indicative of like how they should look. But everyone's always going to say, hey, is there the core values at play here, though? It's hard to say. I don't know. I generally try to go on a case-by-case basis with that sort of thing. Was that a thing in Dead or Alive 6? Yes. They generally were trying to do more of a, we want to kind of cover up the women because maybe sponsors aren't liking how we show off, you know, our smexy women. But... like, you're, like, come on, Dead or Alive, be aware of your brand. Your brand is smexy women featuring men. Alright? It's smexy women fighting that happen to have, you know, men in it. So, kind of be aware of what you're doing. Don't lose your fan base. You had pretty fun, fast fighting mechanics, right? Very gratifying, very fast, pretty technical when you really get down into it, but it was always kind of easy to pick up and play. But you had sexy women in it doing fights with like a plot. I forgot the plot of Dead or Alive. Not to undermine the plot, I'm not trying to piss anyone off, but it sucks to me that you're like saying like, oh no, we gotta like make less sexy women so that the people who, you know, don't like that don't get angry, whether that be a very vocal minority or the people that you that host your game on fighting game tournaments for like esports. Well, screw them. Stop that. But yeah, here we go. What else does she have? Now she has her like weird Wakandan outfit. Like, that's cool. I like her like long hair and whatnot. Then she has like Wakandan outfit without the like cloth coming across it. Yeah, that's neat. Then Wakandan outfit with longer dress, so that's cool, right? But then she gets this, where she looks like a Ghostbuster. Like it's supposed to be like a flight suit. I actually think this is the only thing that gives her any semblance of... Yep. I'm not trying to like be pervy, I swear, but it's like, yep, there you go. This gives her like a more kind of, I guess, cute hairstyle. It's just funny to me too. It's like, oh, we finally have our women look like way better in our Netherrealm games than they've ever looked. Like next to like Injustice 2. Cover them up. But and I'm not saying that they can't be with certain outfits. I'm just saying have maybe certain outfits that have them with less clothing. And no one's saying that like you have to do your Sonya design from MK9 where she's in special forces but she looks like she's like an army stripper, you know, really like boob hammock Sonya with like high heels. Like they can wear things that are indicative of the job and profession they're in. But then like what's this? Oh, okay, she looks like a Ghostbuster again. Then she has this one. Where is it? This, where it's like jacket with tank top. but the hair from the other thing still kind of covered up. You know, whatever. And then, weirdly enough, they gave her like a crossover outfit with Spawn. I don't know why they chose her. She looks weird because she has like the lips. It's odd. It's very odd. I don't know kind of what's up with this outfit. Doesn't really fit her. Yeah, I mean that's kind of everything though. You can make Jax like completely shirtless. You can have Smexy Jax, or like what they call it, like Hot Ryu. You can have Hot Jax. Look at them. Look at them. The shirtless Jax. You can have them. You can have like classic Jax. Where is he? Like with his like classic pants. Where's that shit? Hey, look at this. I don't have his classic arms because Netherrealm doesn't want me to have them. They've made like timed events where I have to be like in the game playing at a specific time to get them, but whatever. Look, his classic MK3 like belt and like his pants, and you can have shirtless Jax. Look at him. Oh, and like his old like back thing, his like harness. Yeah, look at that. So you can have shirtless Jax, right? But then you can't have like this had to be in the combat pack, but that's good for Sonya. But this is like her only option for this, her MK3 look. Beyond the classic thing for Jax, you can have him be like shirtless or whatever. But then Cassie, oh, Cassie's terrible. So this is like base Cassie. I'm getting winded. I have to stop this stream in a minute. This is base Cassie, right? That's it for her. But then you're like, huh, does she have any outfits where she's just not like an armored up chick from the Special Forces? Let's see. Alright, let's go to her next option. Less armored. Right? Like, just kind of less armored. Alright, let's go a bit further. Less armored, but with more jacket. Alright, let's go to the next option. More armored. Way more armored. Like she's a goddamn, like, astronaut from the year 3000. Alright, does she have, like, anything else? Okay, the top armor's gone, but still completely covered up. And then, like, they took away her ponytail in this one. Now she looks like she's Justin Bieber or something. I don't want to be too mean to her or whatever, but yeah, she's got like the Justin Bieber hair in this outfit specifically. All the other outfits, she kind of has her like ponytail, which fits her way better. But yeah, beyond this one, you know, hey, look, more armor. Then she has her like her Harley Quinn outfit, which, you know, take or leave that, whatever. I don't like red and blue pigtail current Harley Quinn. They just turned her into female Deadpool, which I have my qualms with kind of current Deadpool too. I like the Ryan Reynolds movies. They're good movies, but I'm just saying, in the comics they just turned him into like a shitty memester when he used to be a actually somewhat intimidating guy who said like pretty funny quips and broke the fourth wall. Now he's just, you know, lols are random, purple monkey dishwasher humor, internet memes, shitty memester humor. In the current comics, they got a good mix of old and new Deadpool in the movies. But then that's what they turned Harley Quinn into now. That current Harley Quinn. She was best when she looked like an actual clown. That was the best, like, in terms of her character and personality and her story. When they added this, I'm like, whatever. It's free, I don't really care. This is... I think they recently just added this. So, they called this Classic Cassie. And this is indicative of like classic Sonya. So they tried to make her look like her MK3 Sonya. So it's just her with a jacket and like her pants. And then if you want to, yeah, I guess you have to, it's an outfit she gets for Aftermath. Okay. So this is an Aftermath outfit you can get for her. That you get when you beat story mode. And hey, it's fine. Yeah, I mean, that's her. Yeah. I think it's kind of weird, just what essentially is like bicycle shorts, and then she has like, I know they're like shoes for God, no, actually, this looks retarded. She's got like orthopedic shoes. I know they're like shoes for like combat, or shoes that you maybe wear in the army or something, but she's got like wool socks and like fucking like orthopedic old people shoes. What's going on? They couldn't think of anything cooler? This is actually kind of lame. Hey, look, they got her face rendered fine, right? She looks like a female now. Like I said, go back and look at old Netherrealm females. They looked horrendous, but no, I don't really like this. And it's actually not even made better with the jacket. The jacket just seems like she... oh man, no, that outfit's... Classic Cassie looks dumb. No, thank you. But yeah, fun game. I like a lot of some of the things they do in here. As a last note, Maximilian dude on his channel prefaced this a lot better than I did. But all the guest characters are kind of hit or miss, and a lot of their, like I was saying earlier with Robocop, a lot of their appeal comes from just who they are. You get lost in the fact that, ooh, I'm playing in a super cool, like, high-res, high-definition Unreal Engine 4 rendition of Robocop. Look at him, he looks visually badass. Look at fucking Spawn. He looks the best he's ever done in any video game. Look at this glorious bastard. I can look like this. I can look like Commando Spawn. Like, I can look like that. I can look like good old classic Spawn for like first appearance Spawn. Oh man. And then they got this like Mortal Kombat like completely originally designed Spawn. Jeez. You guys outdid yourself in how this guy looks. Boring to play. Yep. Generally speaking, because of how this game focused on just slower combat, more kind of 50-50 mix-up, footsies based combat, and the fact that they aren't capable of doing a lot in terms of the gameplay mechanics comparative to like MKX. He just feels like, nah, man, if Spawn looked this good, but played like a character would in, like, the Mortal Kombat X game, he'd be perfect. They just had a different design mentality when it came to MKX. Maybe with this one, they just wanted more people to be able to jump into it. Less, like, you kind of know everything the character can kind of do in about an hour or so. And then there's not really much else to really go off of. But like I said, it's still generally a fun game. I just wish they went with a different kind of combat engine, like more MK9, MKX. All they would really have to do too in this game is maybe add MK9's dash canceling. That would add worlds of combat variety if I could dash cancel. But you know, who's to know if they do that? Maybe they do an Ultimate Mortal Kombat 11 and do like a big gameplay overhaul. Who knows? Who knows, man? But a lot of the guest characters are like that. Except Joker. Joker happens to probably be one of the funnest in terms of the guest characters, just because of what he can do. Robocop got turned into sort of a boring zoner, but I still try to have fun with him, again, for the sake that he's Robocop in a game. Terminator's boring as sin. Again, he has the same kind of problems as Robocop. More or less, too, because they really used a lot of animations from Jason, from MKX. They just recycled a bunch of animations from him. So he moves a lot like him, acts a lot like him. It's kind of sad that they... But look how badass this looks! This is cool! This should be the coolest thing ever! But they're boring! But I keep playing them because they're those characters! It's such a dumb cycle. Also, please just add Havoc. But yeah, I'm done ranting. Darkseid, yeah, Darkseid's in here. That was a cool addition, I guess. But anywho, I'm done ranting. I ranted for about an hour. I don't really think anyone's gonna listen to this. If you do, thank you. Thank you for listening to a random asshole rant about certain things in this game. You know, about a game that he genuinely does like, but I have gripes with, and a lot of people do. And I wish Netherrealm, while they do listen to people on a lot of things, they should really put their ear to the ground and really listen to a lot of some of the other things that people will want changed about this, and not just some of the things I mentioned, other gameplay stuff like make armor break moves better for other people. Add better kind of more risk rewards for crushing blows. Make it so that crushing blow requirements are more uniform. What else? Make it so that there's maybe something in place in the game where it prepares you more for online than grinding in towers. Because people grind in towers to unlock the cool shit for their characters, right? But tower gameplay doesn't prepare anyone for online, mainly because when you're playing in towers, there's a bunch of modifiers and shit that you never experience online, and a lot of your time is playing around that. You don't use items and shit in online. There's no crazy thing like that online. It also sucks too because in the towers you can use your custom variations, your ones that you made with your custom loadout. You can't do that in ranked online. If in ranked online, you can only use the 2 base variations that the characters had, that they started with. They're considered tournament ready variations. So what's the point of me playing hundreds of hours in towers with a bunch of gameplay mechanics and stuff that will never make its way into multiplayer, and then I'm playing with a variation that I'm never going to be allowed to use in multiplayer? Well, at least ranked. You can use it in player matches, but if you want to play ranked, you're going to be playing ranked to upgrade your your rank and standing, right? But it's like, oh, I can't play with this variation I really like. I spent all this time, practicing with this cool spawn variation, but I have to use his variation 1 and 2, so I guess I better get good with those. It just kind of destroys a lot of what was advertised to me. Oh, yeah, we're advertising that you can make a custom loadout and do all this cool shit. Too bad you can't take that online and fight people unless you're playing like a player match. I've had friends I've played with who urge me to be like, hey, we should play just tournament match. I'm like, well, why? They're like, oh, because so we get good at them if you ever want to do ranked or go competitive. I'm like, I don't really plan on going uber competitive with this game or really going on ranked that much. I'm just playing to have fun, and I want to put my loadout that I made to the test. You know, I want to play with it. I didn't spend the time making this loadout so I didn't play it. It just seems counterintuitive, even having custom loadouts, if they're kind of like looked down upon in how they're utilized in certain game modes, I guess, if that's the best way to say it. Because like if I go in here, right, I go to customize, and I've customized at least everyone once. If I go to Scorpion, right, these two, Deathly Sting and Hellish Inferno, are the two loadouts in terms of his abilities that I can use if I go online for ranked. This one that I favorited, my favorite one that has a bunch of like spear amplification stuff, he in terms of his like look and then the abilities he has, that's all custom, and I favorited this one. Same thing with this. This one's focused on all like flame attacks. He has the fire breath, flame like dash, like the hell dash thing, and then he has fireball. This one is focused on just doing sword stance and the air grab. Right? I made these cool loadouts that focus on specific things. These two don't have anything I want. This one focuses on amplifying his teleport so I can cancel it, and he has air grab. No. And then this one has the chain stuff that my custom one does, but he doesn't have the third move where I get to power up all spear-based attacks. These are tournament-approved variations. I don't want to play with them. I want to play with my custom variation, so I guess I stick to player matches online. But hey, thanks for listening to me rant for like an hour. I don't expect anyone to actually listen to this. I just wanted to put my voice out there. So, thanks for hearing me rant. There's a lot more I could rant about. I'll probably make something shorter. But yeah. Thanks for listening to me. I'll try to upload more videos about other stuff. Probably, you know, ones that aren't rants and you know, whatnot. Instead of calling it a rant, I'll be a bit nicer to myself and just call it like an introspective look at like things in this game that irk me here and there, and things in this game that are good, but are mired by some of the things that irk me. So like I said, it's a love-hate relationship with this game. But yeah, catch you later days. See you whenever. Same bat channel, same bat time. Bye.